We've gone back in time to 1989 with these two iconic vehicles, the Batmobile and the Batwing. Let's check them out.
Greetings folks, welcome back to the channel, The Brick Sweethearts. As you may have noticed from the thumbnail, Gotham needs our help, and what better way than to add to our collection. You've never seen this vehicle, we've never actually made a video about it, but we do have a Batmobile from the previous movies that came out with Robert Pattinson. And as I said, what better way than to check out the two current Batmobile and the Batwing that LEGO have on offer. In today's video, we're going to take a look at these, we're going to build them and review them. Now, we're a bit late to the party. If you look on the LEGO backlog and specifically go to Bricklink, they have a nice little section where you can check out previous sets. You will notice that there is a number of different Batmobiles, Batwings, even I saw two different UCS sets. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get our hands on any of those. So for now, we will focus on what is currently available on their site. So you can still go and purchase, let me see, set 76224 and set 76265. As you may have seen from a few previous videos, I myself am quite a Speed Champions fan. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Batmobile itself. I wonder if it's in the same scale or kind of will they fit on the same roads type of thing. This is definitely the one that I'm looking forward to building. Let's set up, let's get it all out of the boxes, and let's get building because the citizens of Gotham, they need our help, folks. Welcome back, folks. We just finished building these two sets. I had a lot of fun. There's some really nice features added here, but first, before we go any further, Don't worry, we will get you some close-ups. There are two little play features that I kind of want to get that detail in, but we'll leave that until the kind of towards the end of the video, where we'll also talk about the minifigures. The Batmobile itself has a really fun play feature, so I want to get, you know, nice shots of that. Now, both of these builds were fun, but more importantly, if you remember a few videos ago, we did some Speed Champions and there was a horrendous amount of stickers. Far too many. I wish they did a lot more prints. Luckily, you see this right? Only 2 sticker sheets, obviously 1 per, and the most we had was 4 stickers. Nothing complicated, no pieces that were kind of bendy or, you know, the stickers themselves were kind of circular. Nope, just 3 on this one, 4 on this one, easy peasy. That's what we like to see. Both sets, they aren't like very complicated, where you see the UCS type of sets, you know, high price tag, very difficult, you know, building techniques. Nor is it one of those super cheap, maybe $10 to $20 range, where it's kind of a few pieces, mostly for a younger audience. This hits a perfect in between. There's enough details in both and some nice play features in both that really help make them great presents. First, I'm gonna go for the Batwing itself, and I'm gonna talk about that. It's definitely one that surprised me more, and even though the Batmobile was a nice build with a great play feature, we'll go here first. We have a running team on the channel. The box itself, and I guess I would suppose it's a photograph, maybe it's a rendition from a computer. It never really gives justice to the model itself, and in this specific case, it really stands out. The box art itself, I would not say is the most appealing, nor does it really show this model's full potential. It is obviously iconic from the 1989 movie. We have the bat, similar to the actual symbol itself. More importantly, I guess the horizontal view if you're looking at it. The box itself really kind of cuts that out, while when you have the model, I'm not sure the best way to describe it, but there's something special the way they've designed it. Now, in terms of play features, of course, you can put Batman himself in the cockpit. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, but on the side of the cockpit, you have 2 stud shooters. Don't worry, I won't shoot it towards you. I don't want to crack the screen. And then we do have these little kind of flappy wing bits that you can change around. If you're going too fast and you need to brake, you can of course deploy these drag like wing bits. I think one of the great play features that we have here, although maybe it's not a play feature, it's more of a kind of functional aspect of it. When you get to the cockpit itself, you can just pop the back off, and you have a nice little compartment here where you can store. I believe you should be able to see, maybe I'll zoom it in here for you. You should be able to see the Batarang and a pair of handcuffs to make sure that when you're catching the Joker, you have a safe way to, you know, secure him. Definitely a nice little addition. We have that on the Batmobile itself. I think most playsets, if you have some sort of additional piece that your minifigures can carry, or if you want to put the little studs for your stud shooter, always great to have little compartments where it can be stored on the model. You don't want to put it in a box somewhere, you'll lose it, you'll forget about it. At least when it's on the model, it's going to be there as long as you keep it intact. Build wise, as with most planes when it comes to Lego, you always have a worry about the wings. Will they, you know, snap off at this section that goes to the hull? You're always worried, but in this case, we have a nice sturdy build. It doesn't look like it, but sandwiched in between the hull, the way it is attached on the sides. So it would take quite a lot of force if it was to snap off. In other words, you would really need to kind of throw this against the wall for the wings to start flying off. If I was to just drop it, nothing happens. Let's do it again. I know, it sounds scary, but the way they've done it, it does land on these nice little bits, and it doesn't apply any pressure on the wings themselves. In that scenario, I'm quite happy with how it came out, and at the same time, we have an interesting Technic piece. We're not very familiar with the Technic range on the channel. It's not something that we're kind of collecting at the moment, but it is interesting to see this core bit with, again, I'm not even sure what the piece is called. Still, a nice addition that provides a strong core. I am happy with how the build came out. Moving over to the Batmobile, another wonderful build. As I mentioned earlier, I was very curious to see how this would turn out, considering I am a fan of the Speed Champion sets. In this case, the back of the Batmobile itself is in fact 10 studs wide, while the front is 8 studs. To a certain degree, the front half is like your general Speed Champion's car, while the back is a tiny bit bulkier. Unlike the Speed Champion sets, we don't get the usual build when it comes to the Batmobile. We don't get the chassis that we have at the bottom, and instead we get a much kind of longer frame that we have to build individually. That is because at the very front, as I said, we do have a play feature on this kind of side of the front of the car. If I twist this little knob here, we get, I'm assuming it's 2 little machine guns that pop out. They're not really designed to kind of look exactly like a realistic firearm, but I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. To kind of compensate for that little mechanism, you're not really able to put the same chassis that you would have from the Speed Champion sets. One thing that is similar is the introduction of kind of new pieces that I've never seen before. The arches that surround the wheels, I believe that is a unique piece. Again, never seen it in any of the other sets that we have. Similar to Speed Champions, they do like to introduce bespoke pieces here that help give us these curves that are iconic to the 1989 Batmobile. Another nice addition to the set itself is in fact the fire that's coming out of the tailpipe at the back. The color gradient that they've provided is really unique and very nice to look at. But more importantly, hopefully you can see, if you start spinning the wheels themselves, it has a gear mechanism at the back that helps to move the fire itself. So let me see if I can give you a bit of speed and a bit of close-ups. Hopefully that is coming out on the camera. If not, I'll give it a spin when we're zooming in for the minifigures themselves. As I mentioned when I was discussing the Batwing itself, the Batmobile also has a nice little compartment at the back. I'll give you a zoom in when it comes to the minifigures, where you can store some of your equipment. Again, we have a Batarang that is included and a handcuff set. You can just pop on in there and you don't have to worry about losing it. Another great little addition. The LEGO design team themselves have done a decent job when it comes to adapting the two vehicles from the movie, but that comes with one big downside. The sets use a lot of black pieces, and when you're looking at the pictures from the instruction manuals, it can be very hard on the eyes trying to figure out where exactly they're connecting or where they're attaching. Do be aware that if you do have eye strain when it comes to building, these two sets aren't quite friendly in that regard. But again, I must say, they were very faithful to adapting the designs, the curves, and the play features, but that comes with a caveat. Make sure to keep that in mind if you intend to buy these two sets, which I must say would be great additions and would be wonderful sets if you have some little kids and they're really into Batman. Oh, these are perfect for them. They will go ballistic. Such great additions. Overall, I am very happy with adding these to my collection. I had a lot of fun building. Not too complex, as I mentioned. Let's zoom in. I'll set it all up we'll talk about the minifigures themselves. We'll start off with the Batwing first. As you may notice, both sets do in fact have the same Batman minifigure. We have a classic black silicone type of costume that we see him from. On the right hand side, we do in fact have the iconic purple suit that the Joker is known for. In this case, he comes with a hat. The Batman figure has gone through a variety of different variations over time. Normally, we have a helmet piece where the eyes are not there and instead you see a white bandana over the top of Bruce's head. In this case though, we don't get the bandana. The helmet has the eyes covered up, so the head underneath doesn't come with that strange bandana that we've seen before. The Joker's minifigure is a nice adaptation from the movie, and the green bandana that he has really pops and contrasts great with the purple suit that he is wearing. You might be saying, deja vu. I saw the vehicles change, but those minifigures don't look that very different. And as I mentioned, you wouldn't be wrong. The minifigures are pretty similar. They are both adapting the movie from 1989. Batman's minifigure is in fact the same minifigure that we get from the Batwing. The only difference is he has an extra tool. The Joker, on the other hand, from the Batwing we do get a hat, but from the Batmobile he has a nice little green hairpiece. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to try and show you the play feature that I really like from the Batmobile. So I'm gonna hold it here. Hopefully everything is in shot. And then I'm gonna start to turn the little knob at the side. Ka-chow! The two little machine guns, they pop out from the hood, and the two little triangular pieces, they kind of go flying back and are left on the streets. A great and fun little addition. Hopefully it doesn't break, but we're not going to be that rough on it, so it should still, last for a while. Our Lego City can rest assured that the streets will be kept safe by Batman and his two vehicles. All we need now is one of those new fancy sound bricks, hook it into the car or hook it in on the plane and get it to kind of play the theme song over and over again into the city. As it flies by, you hear the classic theme song. Let us know what you think of the two sets, the minifigures that you get with them. Do you have any of these in your collection? I have seen some great videos out there with people that have been able to collect everything in the Batman range, and they've created their own custom Arkham Asylum. There's a lot of inspiration. Hopefully, we've given you a tiny bit added to it. You might keep your eyes out and get these when you can. We have definitely enjoyed building these, and we're gonna have a blast playing with them. Don't forget to put stuff down in the comments, like this video, make sure to subscribe. We have plenty more content coming, and soon enough, everything that you see here might slightly change, so stay tuned for the new videos, guys. Until next time, take care.